Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another day. So today is Wednesday, August 11th. It is 5:50 a.m., almost 6 now. I've been up for about 20 minutes. I got my coffee made. It's hard to see that screen, but I have a Narnia, like ASMR video going. It looks like we're in like a snowy, like snow-covered forest, and there's like ambient music playing. I have this saved to my reading playlist, so I'll tag that down below. Too bad you can't see that screen because it's really pretty. But yeah. So I woke up early today. Yesterday I woke up later, so I managed to get up earlier today. Today is a good day because tomorrow is Thursday, which means I am off. I work 4/10s currently. I'm on a summer schedule, so I work 4/10s and I have Thursdays off. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday off. So I'll be off tomorrow. So I'm gonna, I never did that power hour that I was talking about yesterday, I think it was. So I'm gonna do some of those things on Thursday. My husband has to go to his work. They're clearing out his building. They are in work from home status for like the foreseeable future, so they're having them clean out their offices, and they're just cleaning out the whole building and everything, so he has to go there on Thursday to pick up his stuff. I feel like there's something else that we're gonna do on Thursday also, but I don't remember what it is now. But so since I was able to get up early, I'm gonna get yesterday's video. I'm gonna make sure it exported. I'm gonna get it posted, and then I'm just gonna get started on my to-do list. I haven't been able to get much done on my to-do list this week because work has been busier, and yesterday I decided to rearrange my shelves, which took longer. It took like an hour and a half. So I haven't been able to do as much as I would like on my to-do list. So I'm going to try to get started on them earlier today. So yeah, I think that is it for now. I'm going to get that video up and exported. I have a bunch of, it looks like a bunch of like nothing right now, but I wrote out a bunch of book titles that I'm going to put in my TBR jar from Owlcrate so that I can have that done, so that in September I can start using that TBR jar. I have a separate shelf in Goodreads already made for October for like spooky reads and stuff, so I'm going to use that in October. And yeah, I will do a reading update probably later on today. Hopefully I'll finish some books. I'm kind of in the beginning of a lot of the books I'm reading, so I don't know that I'll finish any today, but hopefully by the end of the week I'll have finished some. So yeah, I'll do a reading update later. Yeah, so it is about 9 o'clock now. I've been doing some work. I don't know what happened to my pod meeting. The other girls in the group never showed up to the meeting, and I tried messaging them and nobody answered, so I don't know what happened, but I am doing enrollments now for the next 2 weeks, so I'm working on some of those. I'm making some headway on my videos and my SD cards that I have over here. I've had so much just like random footage that I don't even know what it's from, so I finally went through and organized everything. I deleted whatever I didn't need. I had footage from like March and April that I'm not going to post now. It's almost September, so I deleted that. I'm going to do like one blanket video for June. I'll see about July. I have a good amount of footage for July, so I'll see if I can fit it into one video, but if it's like super long, then I'm not going to bother. I'll just separate it into two. And then I have a video for the first week of August that I want to post because it does have some like unboxings and stuff. So I'll put that up, and then I will be current. I have a bunch of Disney videos saved to YouTube that I need to post. They've been edited, I just haven't made them public, so I need to do that. So some days we'll probably have double videos, but that's fine. You know, I like having the Disney videos on there so we can go back and watch and, you know, just remember all the times we've had and everything. So, yeah, I'm going to finish working on that. There's this new podcast that I found called The Pursuit of Happiness, and I've heard some really good things. It was actually recommended on that Happier podcast that I was listening to yesterday, so I think I'm going to check that out today. I started listening to Looking for Alaska, and so far I really like it. The only other book I've read by John Green, is it Fault in Our Stars? That's also by John Green. I think. I don't remember. One of those books. I've read that, but this is the only other John Green book I've read, and so far I'm really liking it. I'm listening to the audiobook of it. So hopefully I'll get through that here in the next couple days. And yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna go down and get some breakfast. I'll probably just have some yogurt. I found a recipe for this like Korean like noodles and beef. It's like ramen with steak basically. So I think I'm gonna make that for lunch. And then I'm not sure what we're gonna have for dinner. But yeah, I think today's video is probably gonna have less clips. It'll probably be shorter because there's not much going on today. And then tomorrow I'm off, so I'm excited about that. So yeah, I will check back in later. Yeah, so it is 8:30 now. I don't think I've updated since this morning. I don't think I updated very much today at all. Not much really happened today. Just another day spent working, doing some reading, had dinner, you know, all the usual stuff. So I didn't really have much to show. But I did just have a new package come in from HarperCollins. So I don't know if I know what this is or not. I've been getting a ton of books coming in the last few weeks, which is awesome. I'm super excited about that and super blessed. So yeah, let's see what is in here. I already cut it open. I'm just trying to keep my address covered. Okay, there we go. So let's see what is in here. Oh, nice. Okay. So this is So We Meet Again by Suzanne Park. So I'm actually already reading the ebook of this that I received from NetGalley. I didn't realize they were going to send me a physical copy too. So I think I'm like 27% through of the ebook. So that'll be awesome. I do prefer reading physical books. I just obviously didn't have a physical copy. So yeah, so this book is about a woman named Jessie Kim. She is a banker on Wall Street and ends up getting laid off over like a Zoom meeting. And ends up having to move back to Tennessee to live with her parents who are Korean and are like always comparing her to this guy that she grew up with. They were like the two top students in their school and they've been competing like their whole lives, and they end up running into each other, and I'm assuming that romance ensues at some point. So I've already gotten to the part where they've run into each other again and are starting to kind of talk and slowly become friends. So far it's really good. I'm liking it. Like I said, I'm only like 26% of the way through, so there's still a lot to happen. But yeah, I'm excited that I got this in a physical copy now. So yeah, this comes out. So yeah, they actually sent me a finished copy, which is awesome. So this came out on August 3rd. So obviously I haven't read it yet, or finished it yet, I should say. But I will hopefully finish it this week, especially now that I have the physical copy, and I will get a review up soon. But yeah, so far I'm definitely really enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else happens. So speaking of my reading, I thought that I would give you guys a little reading update. So I'm going to show you on my Goodreads because everything is in one place. Okay, so I showed earlier, I'm reading Looking for Alaska. I'm listening to the audiobook of that. I'm more than that now. I'm like 65% of the way through it. I haven't updated it. The Tenant in the Tattoos, or the Tenants in the Tattoos, is the first book in a series, a fantasy series, and I'm liking it so far. The main character in this is super like unlikable and just like cocky, and he is like the captain of the guard's son, and in this world there's a thing called soul companions, and when you meet your soul, like you connect immediately, and so souls are known to be very like similar personality wise and just really like complement each other. And so the main character Thorn has not met his soul, and he is like older. I think he's in his like mid to late 20s, and usually some people find their souls like when they're kids and they grow up together, some when they're teenagers and so on, but he has not found his yet. And so where I am in the book now, there was I believe she's a princess, coming from like a faraway land, and he thinks that she could be his soul. Like, that's how the book starts. Everybody assuming that this woman is going to be his soul. And that's why they haven't met, or why he hasn't found his soul, because she's been far away. And he, like, takes one look at her and just immediately assumes, like, no, that's not her. That can't be her. That's not my soul. Based off just solely on her looks and, like, his just immediate, like, first impression. And he's just immediately like, no, she's too, like, frumpy, she's not athletic enough, she's not beautiful enough, she's not spoken enough, you know, she doesn't compliment me well because I'm so athletic and graceful and intelligent and blah, blah, blah. And so he just immediately puts her down based on, like, his very first impression of her. Literally within, like, minutes of meeting her, he's, like, running away. Away from her and her parents, like, no, this can't be her. So far he's pretty unlikable. But I'm assuming that things are going to change. I'm assuming that this is going to be like a enemies to lovers type thing. They're not really enemies, but it's definitely like reluctance. Like, they definitely don't, it wasn't instant, like, falling in love as it should be with his soul. So, yeah. Then I'm also reading Word Up, The Life of Amanda Gorman. So Amanda Gorman is the young woman who spoke at President Biden's inauguration. This was sent to me through NetGalley also. So far, it's really good. She's actually a twin. I didn't know that. She grew up in California, I believe, and her life's been really interesting. So that is, I think I'm like 30% of the way through that. And then, One Night Only is another arc about a woman who has a one-night stand. She only has one-night stands. She doesn't believe in relationships, and so she has a one-night stand with this guy, and then leaves, like, the next day or within the next few days to go to Scotland, I believe, for her best friend's wedding. And it ends up being that the guy she had the one-night stand with is like the best man, and they end up running into each other, and it's like this whole fiasco. The Girl in the Striped Dress is another arc from NetGalley. Is about a woman who is a prisoner in Auschwitz and ends up falling in love with one of her guards. She was supposed to have, the book starts out kind of crazy because she was supposed to have been, like, killed. You know, a lot of prisoners, when they arrived to Auschwitz, they were automatically sent to the gas chambers, or automatically, like, selected to be one of the ones who were going to be killed. And so she was immediately bunched in with this group of women who were going to be killed immediately, or like the very next day after arriving to Auschwitz. And by, like, luck, she ends up being selected to perform for one of the guards whose birthday it is. So they have her sing happy birthday, and this guard, like, takes one look at her and falls in love with her, and it's like their story, and it's actually based on a true story, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, I'm like 20% of the way through that, and so far it's been pretty good. I read a lot of historical fiction and a lot of books set during the Holocaust, and this one's been pretty interesting so far. So, and probably the craziest book I'm reading is Verity by Colleen Hoover. This book is crazy. Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte mentioned this one in one of her videos that I watched, and I just happened to look to see if my library had it. The library didn't have it, but I'm reading it through Kindle Unlimited, and it is crazy. My friend ended up borrowing it from the library, and so now we're kind of buddy reading it, and we're both, like, freaking out over it and, like, messing each other back and forth, like, oh my god, this, or we keep, like sending each other quotes and just, like, all the crazy stuff that's happening, and we have all these theories, and it's been a lot of fun, actually. But the book is super good but crazy. And then I'm reading Pestilence, which is about the four horsemen. The four horsemen come to Earth, and, like, all of, like, electricity goes out, and, like, all modern technology goes out, and so we're basically living, like, back, you know, in the, I don't want to say the Stone Age, but, like, back before there was a lot, like, you know, electricity, and so they're having to live off of gas lamps and things like that. And this girl tries to kill Pestilence, one of the four horsemen, and he ends up living, and he takes her prisoner, and so it's, like, about that. So I'm also reading I'll deal with the Elf King. This is about a like a city or a village that are like on the other side of like a magical forest that leads to the elf like kingdom. And every year this society, or not every year, but every century I think, they have to like sacrifice a human woman to become the bride of the elf king, and that sacrifice keeps them like free from illness, and I believe their crops grow, and they have like different exotic animals. Like the magic within the land is more powerful, and so now but they can't just like pick any woman. It's like a special woman who's like designated as the bride for the elf king, and this time around they can't find the bride. Like they can't like distinguish her, I guess, among the women in the village. And so the main character, who I'm assuming is going to end up being the bride, has this friend who's a guardsman. Like he patrols the, I don't know if he's actually called a guardsman, but he patrols the like the border between the fairy lands and the human lands. And he has asked her to marry him, and they've known each other for years and all stuff. He reminds me of Tamlin from A Court of Thorns and Roses, because he's very like pushy and like controlling and like dominating, and just wants her to do whatever he wants, and you know, doesn't think that she can control herself or protect herself or anything like that. So I'm not really liking him, but I just got to the part where the elves arrive ready to like take the bride for the deal that they make, and I'm assuming that this is where they're gonna like take her. So She Who Became the Sun, I feel like this book is really popular on Bookstagram and BookTube right now. I think I'm like 10 or 15% in now. This is about a young girl who, it's a lot like, I don't want to say a lot like, it's similar to Milan. This girl lives in a very poor like village. Her family has no money. They barely eat. They live, they have like a one-room shack basically, and I believe they said that like her and her brother sleep in like a ditch outside, and it ends up being that, so her brother, because he's the oldest, is like, and a male, is considered to be special, and you know, he's the firstborn, so he's, you know, the most important in the family, and she's considered like nothing. And so these circumstances happen that end up with her father and her brother both dying. So now she is like left by herself. I don't remember if they said the mother died or not, but she doesn't have, her mom's not around, so she's by herself now. So she ends up posing as her brother to go to like the monastery to try to like be saved and not like die from starvation. So far it's been really good. The Graceling is a fantasy. There are, within this like race of people, or in this world, there's these people called Gracelings who are born with special powers. And the way that you know that someone is a Graceling is because they have two different colored eyes. And a Graceling can have powers in anything. They can have like super strength. They can have the ability to swim fast, or to fight well, or to grow things, or like to read people's emotions. It could be anything. And but they're like outcasts and like feared. There might be like mutants almost. And so this one Graceling, she is the niece of the king, I believe, and he uses her as his personal weapon basically. So I'm really liking that so far. And it is a series, so that's good. Then I'm reading One by One by Ruth Ware. This is the second or third book by Ruth Ware that I read, and I'm really liking this one. This is about a group of people from a startup company that go to like a company retreat in the countryside. It's based in, like, they're all from the UK, so I don't remember where exactly they go. I don't know if it's somewhere in France, to like this ski chalet, and they're trying to decide if they're gonna sell the company and make like $12 million, or if they're gonna like keep pushing forward themselves. And it's a thriller, so I'm assuming people are gonna start dying soon. So we meet again. I already said that. When No One Was Watching. I'm only a few pages into that. I'm not very far. It's about a neighborhood in New York, I think it is, that's being like taken over by all these corporations and companies that want to buy out all these houses in this like historical neighborhood to build, you know, hotels and high rises and stuff, and kick out all of the people who have been living there for years. And most of the people who live there are people of color, and you know, all the families that are moving in are all like white couples and white families. I think at some point it becomes like a thriller, but I'm not sure. Gideon the Ninth, they've talked about that. I've been reading that for a couple weeks. Cord Wings and Ruin, I think everybody basically knows what that's about by now. So yeah, that is everything I am currently reading. I think that's basically it for today. Like I said, today was kind of a boring day, but tomorrow's my day off. My husband has to go pick up his computer, or not computer, but like his supplies and stuff at his work, so I don't know if I'm going to go with him or not. I'm probably going to do some cleaning and stuff like that, so I will see you guys tomorrow for Thursday.